Welcome to Muskegon Rising, a community service project of the Muskegon Rotary Club. Our purpose is to create lasting positive change. We've been doing that here since 1916. So, let's get started.
Hello, I'm Rem Sprague, and I'm pleased to be this week's host for Muskegon Rising. I have as my guest today Aaron Maike, who is a leader with the Baker College system, and he'll describe his role in a little more detail. And we want to talk today about the Culinary Institute of Muskegon. Welcome, Aaron.
Hey, thanks, Rem. I'm glad to be here. And yeah, I serve as the Vice President for Campus Administration and Engagement for Baker College. So I travel the state. I live in Norton Shores and work actively at our Muskegon campus, but I travel to all 6 of our campus locations to help with operations and community engagement across the state.
Well, great. Sounds like a big job.
It's a lot of fun.
Travel, but at least you get to keep your home here in Muskegon. Such a lovely community.
Absolutely, and I get to work with our colleagues across the state and see the great work that they're doing in our communities.
Great. If we have time, we'll talk a little bit about the Baker College system in general, but today I'd like to focus on the Culinary Institute, the so-called SIM in downtown Muskegon. You know, I think about Muskegon. I've lived here for over 40 years, and I was here during the nadir of Muskegon after they deconstructed the mall, and we had piles of rubble. Downtown, it looked like a post-war kind of environment. And Baker College was one of many private enterprises that really stepped up to help redevelop the downtown. I wonder if you could talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, really a vision of prior president Rick Amidon and his desire to get our Culinary Institute downtown. And we opened that building in 2009, one of the first 3 new builds with the Chamber building, the SIDOC building, and it's just been a whirlwind after that. Great enrollment, great experiences for our students, and then just being truly rooted in the rebirth of downtown Muskegon has been tremendous for us.
Really has, and we appreciate it so much. Talk to me about a culinary institute. What is the role of a culinary institute, and why is it so important?
Yeah, so it really is multifaceted, but it's training the chefs for tomorrow.
Yeah.
And it's food science, it's nutrition, and it's doing it all in a way that tastes well for everybody, and lots of local ingredients, sustainability, and taking individuals who love to cook to the next level. And it might be front of the house service, it might be back of the house actually cooking, or baking and pastry. So the wonderful desserts that you taste at the restaurants.
Yeah, I mean, people don't realize how much goes into restaurant management and staffing, and all the different skill levels required. You mentioned the word sustainability. Can you talk a little bit about that and how SIM teaches sustainable practices?
Absolutely. So our SIM actually won an award from the United Soybean Board on our sustainability efforts. All of our containers that leave the building are compostable. We do compost on site. Everything is recyclable on campus. So we have bins that all of our colleagues and all of our students separate, and we ensure that those things go in the right areas. We've gone so far as even on main campus, we have connected systems to our water line that they oxygenate the water, and we do not have to use detergents to clean our laundry or clean our dishes.
That's remarkable.
It's truly amazing to see how that all
just
works.
Aerated water?
It's aerated water. It's kind of like OxyClean.
Yeah, right.
and it works tremendously. So really happy we use that with our veterinary technician program on campus, and we use it at the SIM.
Veterinary technician program.
Yeah.
Describe that briefly.
So we train individuals to assist doctors in veterinary clinics.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you mentioned a little bit about the SIM as well, and I wanted to touch on this in between the sustainability is we also, if we're training a chef, students in culinary arts, part of their program, so they start in lecture, they go from the 3rd floor of that building lecture to the 2nd floor of that building in their labs, and then all students end up in the restaurant courses. And so we require our back of the house chefs to work 8 weeks in front of the house so they know what their peers are experiencing. So it's not really the way you see the chef's acts on TV, right? Our chefs are trained to work with the front of the house in a very cordial manner.
Right.
It's really a huge team that makes that all work.
Yeah, because you think about restaurant staff being highly segregated in their role and communication can be a challenge and teamwork can be a challenge. But by doing it this way, you really create a sense of team.
Absolutely. And the other thing that we do that's unique, our students are cohorted, meaning they come in and they are with the same group of students and they take classes at the same time for 2 years straight.
Yeah.
And that helps with graduation rates. It gets them through the program quicker, and it really helps them understand the industry, because industry works when we're not working, weekends, holidays, and nights. And so it really drives them to understand what their future is going to be like.
Well, I also like the aspect of the didactic first year, actually learning the science of food. People think of becoming a chef as sort of a trade school. It's, kind of work study, always on the job, but understanding the science of nutrition and about food preservation and food preparation is a really critical part to being a successful food manager.
It absolutely is. And it's funny that you mentioned that, because we won a national championship in 2019 for Knowledge Bowl, which is the science behind food.
Oh, remarkable.
So we took a gold medal in 2018, but took second place, and we won the national championship in 2019. Wow. If you come in the sim, there's a huge banner of those students that achieved that.
That's
awesome
amazing.
Recognition.
Yeah, that's terrific.
Yeah.
So these people are learning a trade as well, and learning to do they get a business background in some way as well, about managing cash flow and that sort of thing, or is that not part of it?
It is all part of the program. And that, of course, goes with the sustainability. How much are you ordering, food waste? But then we're really running a restaurant and a cafe on site. And the students are mentored through that whole process.
Yeah.
They use a point of sale system. They have to cash out. They're working through that whole system when they're there working the front of the house.
Really comprehensive.
It absolutely is.
Well, I've had the good fortune of dining there on numerous occasions. The food is great. Talk about the restaurant itself and its relationship to other community agencies.
Yeah, the sim has been rooted in the community even before it was the sim. We offered the culinary arts program on Marquette Avenue and had the Marquette Room open to the public. We have ran fundraisers for different nonprofits, and probably the largest one that we ran for almost 20 years was Cheers and Chocolate. And tens of thousands of dollars was raised for Every Women's Place.
Right.
That fundraiser, COVID kind of really hurt fundraisers. Since we've begun a new fundraiser with the Rotary Club.
Right.
And it's called Harvest Fest.
Absolutely.
We had our inaugural Harvest Fest last October, and a shameless plug for Rotary, October 24th, 2024, we'll have our second annual Harvest Fest. And we do this for multiple reasons. The college doesn't get any money. It's really our reinvestment into the community for those nonprofits. It'll benefit Rotary causes, obviously. It benefited Every Women's Place. But it also allows us, because we're accredited by the American Culinary Federation, it has very strict curriculum guidelines. It allows us to maybe have our students experience some things that aren't in the curriculum and do some very unique things for those different fundraising events.
Right.
And then, of course, we have live stations where our students are talking to the guests.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember that.
It really helps us push our students a little bit more to get out of their comfort zone. So those are really fun events. We do that as much as we can, but understanding that our faculty are really busy mentoring and developing students and helping them prepare for competitions. So we try to do one or two of those large fundraisers a year.
Have your faculty had experience in the restaurant industry, or are they all academics?
They are not academics. They are all practitioners. They have degrees, or in many cases, they have certifications from the American Culinary Federation. So they've worked at country clubs, out west at large resorts, all over the place.
So they have a lot of great experience to impart to the students.
Absolutely. And that's really how the students are going to learn. The curriculum is amazing, and then how to apply it in the real world drives that program to success.
Yeah. Well, so you talked about some national awards for the team. Tell me a little bit about individuals who graduated for the program and how they've done.
Yeah, we have some graduates. Kim Ryan won season 16 of Hell's Kitchen. Her picture is prominently displayed at the Sim. George Washington works at Dwayne Wade's Vineyard.
Oh, yeah.
Rachel Murphy just beat Bobby LaFleur and beat Bobby LaFleur.
You're kidding.
Truly amazing stuff. We just have so many. And then I would like that one of our faculty members as well, Chef Amanda Miller. I think not everybody, lots of people have Netflix. And so Chef Miller was asked to come out and participate in what's called School of Chocolate, and is a series on Netflix. And Chef Amari is the teacher, and there were a group of chefs that went through school with Chef Amari. He is, I would say, probably the most talented chocolate pastry chef in the world. And so I believe Chef Amanda is amazingly talented. And just watch how Chef Amari teaches those students. It's truly amazing what he can do.
Yeah.
Hanging chandeliers of chocolate from the ceiling.
Oh, my.
Just truly amazing how he manipulates chocolate. But Chef Miller did great in that. It was a competition.
Yeah.
Did really great in that and pushed herself. And that's what I truly love about the Culinary Institute. Part of ACF and that accreditation is that we host competitions and our students compete.
Oh, okay.
But our chefs also compete and showcase their talents in front of our students at those same competitions.
Oh, excellent. That's terrific. So I mentioned earlier that we might talk a little bit about the Baker College system.
Yeah.
And if you could maybe discuss that. I'm not sure everyone's familiar with how Baker is structured. My impression, I'll just share, is that it's a for-profit entity, that it's franchised, and that's about all I know about it.
Well, let's beat that. Let's beat that real quick. Here is that. So Baker College is a private, not-for-profit, higher educational institution. We have 6 campuses in the state of Michigan, and we've been offering online education since 1994.
Wow. Yeah.
We have thousands of students across the state at 6 different campuses: Port Huron, Royal Oak, Owasso, Jackson, Muskegon, and Cadillac. And we all serve our communities with programs that are in demand.
Yeah.
So we have the Culinary Institute in Muskegon and in Port Huron. We have a mechatronics lab up in Cadillac that teaches engineering style courses. We have auto diesel in Owasso.
Really?
Yeah. And then, of course, business, nursing, and a host of health programs across the state that are tremendous quality.
It's a great concept of teaching to the need so that you connect with local industry. Each community is unique. Its makeup of companies and manufacturers is unique. And so designing programs that help, support those local industries makes a lot of sense.
It certainly does. And just this morning, I was in a meeting with Muskegon Public Schools, and they are working really hard to be a Ford Next Gen school.
Yeah.
And it really is all career paths.
Yep.
Starting as early as pre-K to 12.
Yeah.
And so we're partnering, we're eager to partner with Muskegon Public Schools to help develop those talent pipelines for the in-demand careers here in Muskegon County.
Yeah, and healthcare is another area that has great needs for personnel. I believe Baker has a nursing program as well.
Yeah, we have a Bachelor of Science in Nursing. We actually have a master's degree in nursing. We have surgical technology, physical therapist assistant, occupational therapy assistant, X-ray technician. We call it radiologic technician.
Sure.
And all of those programs are accredited by an external accrediting agency and have national or state exams that the students have to pass. And our students perform amazingly on those tests.
Yeah. Well, talk a little bit about cost, tuition. It's not a residential school. As far as I know, it doesn't have a dormitory system.
So we do have residence halls in in Muskegon, Cadillac,
What
Owasso, and Port Huron.
Okay, good.
We're one of the most affordable 4-year institutions in the state of Michigan. We offer robust scholarships to also offset cost. Our tuition is just over $14,000 a year before scholarships and financial aid.
That's a deal.
Yeah. And we accept students with a 2.5 GPA out of high school or higher. And they qualify for a tremendous amount of financial aid. And locally here in Muskegon, Baker College students qualify for the Muskegon Promise.
Oh, yeah, right. That's a terrific program, isn't it?
It's absolutely amazing. Both Dr. Selman, the president of Muskegon Community College, and I serve on that Promise board. And it has truly kept hundreds of students locally to get their education and stay here and find a job in Muskegon County. And I just look forward to seeing more and more of those students stay locally and get their education at Baker College.
Well, I've proven the value of asking stupid questions, and I really appreciate your clarifications. It's been very informative. Is there anything else you want to tell our audience today, Aaron?
I just think that Baker College is, I've heard so many times, it's a best kept secret.
Mm-hmm.
Probably my largest frustration is when we host these wonderful events at the Sim, there's always somebody that says, I've never been in this building.
Yeah.
And it is an absolutely beautifully designed building. The quality that comes out of that building is second to none, in my opinion. And I would just encourage you to look it up on our website, make reservations for lunch or dinner, come to a fundraiser for the Rotary Club or another nonprofit that we're hosting, and check it out, because you're going to see our students and our chefs in action, and you'll be really thankful that I didn't cook the food for you.
So briefly, what are the hours of operation, and is it closed when the school year ends in the summer, or is it year-round?
So I always encourage everybody to check our website,
Okay.
because the hours of operation specifically for Courses Restaurant are when students are in class.
Right.
And then we open it up during the summer when students don't take class. Because of our liquor license, we can only put it in escrow for a short period of time. So we keep our restaurant open and our chefs work in the summer with students who choose to stay and learn more.
Excellent.
So check our website for that. The cafe, which is called The Sweet Spot.
Right.
It's a beautiful coffee shop, is stacked with wonderful snacks, chocolates, sandwiches, salads, and coffee and tea. Is open 9 to 2 Monday through Friday.
Outstanding. Well, thanks so much, Aaron, for talking to us about the SIM and about the Baker College system. I learned a lot today, and appreciate all that Baker has done for our community and continues to do.
Thank you, Rem. It's been my pleasure.
All right. Well, that's it for this podcast of Muskegon Rising. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I learned a lot, and we hope to see you again next week.